There is nothing quite like a sovereign citizen with a foreign accent. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Common Sense Academy. I'm your host, Joe Pometto. Today, we're going to be taking a look at an interaction between a Scottish individual and the Scottish police. We're going to hear this person talk about free traveling, his rights. He doesn't come out and say he's a sovereign citizen, but it's obvious from the interaction that he believes he is, and it's all the more fun because there's a Scottish accent involved. If you like my channel, please do me a favor, subscribe, like, comment, and share. It's a free way to support this show. Lets YouTube know you're interested. YouTube ranks me higher, and that incentivizes me to make more videos. Also, sign up for my email list. The link is in the description. If you sign up, you get a free PDF of the history and examination of the sovereign citizen movement written by yours truly, Joe Pometto. There's about 2 emails that you will receive, just an FYI. So it will come, but give it 2 emails after you sign up. Before we watch this video, let's dig into our favorite little ritual. Perhaps the real reason that you came here. Maybe you have a beer, a glass of wine, a stein. I have a cup, and in this cup is my favorite beverage, coffee. Well, I mostly drink Diet Coke, but I drink a ton of coffee too. It depends on what time of the day I'm making these videos. So let's do the sip together before we start. It tastes better and makes the show more fun when we do the same time sip. Cheers. Stick around after the video if you want to hear my commentary. Enjoy.
I don't use the roads for commercial gains, so that's a driver. You've heard this before, you have,
What's the status of your driving licence now?
Well, I don't have a driver's license, so I've told you that before.
What's your surname?
I don't have a surname either. I have a family name, but that's irrelevant here today.
Right. What's your family name then?
I told you that's irrelevant here today. I
It's
do not
not,
wish
because
to
you've been
contact
you've
you.
been driving on.
I'm not
listen,
driving.
You've been driving. You have, because we saw you driving.
No,
Okay, I
I'm
saw you
travelling. Using the roads to travel, sir. I
You were
wasn't
still
driving.
driving.
Driving is a commercial activity. If you look at
No,
it,
it's
your
not.
rules, it is.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Driving is to get yourself from A to B. All right, you're still
No,
using
no.
a mechanically propelled vehicle on a road.
No,
all right,
no.
which is driving
That's
that
my
vehicle.
own
all right.
private conveyance, sir. You can define it however you want.
So what's your family name?
I'm not obliged to tell you my family name. You can call me Mark. He knows who I am. This is what he knows what it's all about. He's called me before.
Well, what's your date of birth, Mark?
I don't know if I can remember that far back. Anything, any numbers I give you is complete hearsay, which is inadmissible in court.
Right, I'm requesting your driving licence now. Okay, all right.
I've not got a driver's license. I've told
So
you
you
that.
don't have a
There's a
driver's
driver's license in place if I choose to act in the capacity of a driver.
Right.
But I'm not driving at
So
the
do
minute.
you have a driver's licence?
I don't have a driver's license.
You don't have a
Fiction.
driver's
There's a
license?
driver's license.
Right.
in
Okay.
place
So
to
what I need to
fiction.
do is I need to.
I'll do a check in the vehicle. Graham's going to check for the last time he got his details.
Aye, that's
We'll
fine.
see if there's
You
any
never got my
damage.
details last time either.
No problem.
Because you charged me for refusing to give her a name, even though I gave you my name.
Well, you're giving
It's all
Mark.
recorded.
Mark's my name, that's the name I go by.
It's recorded.
No, I'm recording now.
Wait, recording for
For my safety, my safety, my son's safety.
your son's safety.
Yeah, of course, son. The last time I got violent with this gentleman here, so
Violent.
yeah, of course it did. He grabbed my phone, he lost my phone, sir. He stole my property. And it's gone now. The evidence of my last arrest by him got stolen from me. He took my phone off me at the stop at the side of the road and it disappeared. It never went into my property. So now that evidence of the last time I recorded him is gone. And then he charged me with resisting arrest afterwards. So I'm a very peaceful man, sir. There's no need for violence here.
I'm not going to.
Right, so this is here for my safety and your safety and his safety and all. My laddie's safety, everybody's safety. And I didn't want my evidence disappearing this time. Sorry, mate. Day's ruined. I'll get you on Tuesday or something, alright? Grandad's just coming for you, pal.
So you're choosing not to tell me.
I'm not obliged to tell you anything.
No.
I've got a right to remain silent, have I not?
No,
I
you
got
don't
a right.
know.
How have I
No,
not?
because you need to tell me what your driving
So I
license.
wonder what
the
was
status-
telling me that.
It's the Road Traffic Act.
So the Road Traffic Act
1988
supersedes
tells you.
a right.
Tell.
Doesn't
you
tell
have-
me anything. You can need to read and interpret that, sir. You're telling me an act supersedes a right. Like, go on then, buddy, just jump in with granddad and go home. You need to get on my phone, your mum, alright? Just phone his mum, dad. I'll be at court on Tuesday. I'll be at court on Tuesday, maybe Monday, Tuesday, I don't know. You need to phone my boss or not? Same thing happens every time, mate. You can't leave me in peace, let me traverse the land freely. You try to coerce me into being a driver. I'm not a driver, mate. I don't drive.
You were driving that vehicle.
If you look
saw
at the
you driving
definition
vehicle.
of the
Well,
driver,
Yeah. What's that? Aye.
that's a what, sorry?
So the thing is, you're driving a vehicle.
No, I'm not driving, mate.
Oh, you did.
No, I'm not
We saw you
driving. No, driving's a commercial activity. I'm not getting paid today. It's Sunday. Try to take my lad out on a day out.
So what you're going to do is you're going to spoil the day with your laddie.
It's already spoiled. Already spoiled.
That's your
This is my right. This is my stance on the
That's
law.
your right. That's
This
your,
is my stance
that's
on
your
the law.
right to spoil
And
the day with your,
no, it's
with
not.
your son.
You're just
eh?
spoiling it.
No, you're spoiling
Listen,
it.
I've been travelling in this manner for the last 5 years. Loads of different cars, and now I'm getting harassed, pulled twice in a couple of months.
This is the first time I've met you.
No, well, it's not
First
the
time
first
I've met
time
you.
he's met me.
Doesn't matter.
Aye, it does.
But you're worried on an outstanding warrant. So you don't
Please,
know.
Can I take that? Can you get that to my dad?
No.
I'm not a driver. I'm a traveler. I'm a traveler, not a driver. I'm a traveler. That was a terrible Scottish accent. So feel free to comment on it if you like. This video, well, the whole time we're staring at the feet of the individual and the police. So it's not necessarily that entertaining, but the audio part of it is. Let's go into a few points that this Scottish sovereign citizen went into. He said he doesn't have a driver's license. Well, there we go. There we go. Driving. He also says at the end that he's been driving for 5 years and he hasn't had a problem. That's probably because he hasn't been pulled over for 5 years. Just because you're getting away with breaking the law doesn't mean you're not breaking the law. Common sense number one. He won't give them his family name. First he says he doesn't have a family name. Then he refuses to give them his family name. Okay, his name is Mark. He's got a single name. This is pretty common amongst the sovereigns, the audit. Oh, I'm not going to give you my name, etc., etc. He said he was traveling. He was using the roads to travel and he wasn't driving. And several times he says to the police, look up the definition of driving. Sir, these are public roads. If you want to drive on roads and not get in any trouble, build your own roads on your own freaking property. You're on public roads. You got to follow the rules of the roads. He says he's not telling his family name. He says he can't remember his name. He says the phone number would be hearsay. That's not true, sir, because your own statements are not hearsay. The state, the government can use that against you. I don't know Scottish law, but that's a pretty basic legal principle that applies in most Western nations. He says he doesn't want to get violent. He said they were previously violent with him. He was charged with resisting arrest. Sounds like that was a non-driving incident that he got into. He also said, when does an act supersede a right? An act supersedes a right when your right is fake. As in the United States and most countries, you don't have a right to drive a vehicle on a road. You get granted that right. You have a license. Look up the definition of right and the definition of a license. A licensing is a very steep principle within the law, right? You can be licensed to drive. I'm licensed to practice as an attorney. You can be licensed to practice medicine. You have to get a license to do all kinds of things. Licenses are not rights. All licenses can be revoked by the government. Those are rights specifically granted by the government. So an act does supersede your fake right. traveling for 5 years. It's the first time he's been pulled over. Again, just because you weren't caught doesn't mean you weren't breaking the law. So just a quick recap, because there's a couple things to learn here. I think that's an important point just came to my mind, is licensing. Number one, licensing is different from a right, because licensing is specifically granted by the state. The state can control, has a monopoly over who can and can't do that. Okay, that's different than a right, and usually it's because it's some special practice, etc., etc. Now, you can argue the merits of licensing, but they're perfectly legal under the Constitution, etc., etc. It's not the same as a right. Number two, an act will supersede a right unless your right actually exists, and even then, when an act comes into conflict with the right, a court will have to analyze it and see if the act actually does conflict with a right and to what degree it does. Sometimes rights can be chipped away at by laws that conflict with them. And number three, a Scottish accent on a sovereign citizen always makes the videos more fun. So I hope you enjoyed this episode today. Thank you for tuning in to the Common Sense Academy. If you like my content, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Also, sign up for my email list. You'll get a free PDF on the history and examination of the sovereign citizen movement. I will send you weekly emails. If you don't like them, you can unsubscribe. I'm going to let you know what my videos are. You're going to get more free PDFs and more links. Also, and I have a new Facebook page. That's in the link below. Sign up for my Facebook page. I'm going to post videos, funny comments, etc. Thank you, Common Sensors. I love you all.